Hi, my name is Louisa Shermer, and welcome to the Vision High School Sports Beat.
The Vision High School Sports Beat is brought to you by the 9 locally owned Vision Automotive Group dealerships from Buick, GMC, Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, Ram, Hyundai, Ford, Kia, and Nissan, with locations in Webster, Henrietta, Greece, Penfield, Fairport, and Canandaigua. Online at visionauto.com. Hello everyone, and thanks for joining us for the Season 3 premiere of the Vision Automotive Group's High School Sports Beat. I'm Bill Pucko. Every week at this time, we'll take a comprehensive look at Section 5 sports in Monroe County. We begin with our honor roll of high school teams. At number 3, we have the Webster Schrader soccer teams, the boys and the girls. These two teams have combined for a 9-1-0 start to the season. Morgan Kapoor scored twice against Eastridge and got a game winner against Penfield for the boys. For the girls, Emma Murky got a game-winning goal against Fairport. At number 2, Pittsford football. The Panthers firmly established themselves as the target team in the county with a 44-27 showdown win over Webster Schrader. And at number 1, the team the Panthers will have to beat in the sectionals at some point, Aquinas, and specifically its defense. The Irish shut out Canisius, then the top-ranked large school team in the state, 3-0. Aquinas is going for its 8th straight Section 5 crown. Last year was the year to get them, and that didn't happen. Which brings us to Greece Olympia High School, where before the regular football season began, 5 teams prepared to play it in a piece that we call Group Therapy. There's little quite like them. These preseason football scrimmages. Greece Olympia played host to 4 other teams of varying abilities: Rockport, Hilton, Greece Arcadia, and Marshall. They do this every year.
The goal is we try to make sure that nobody's scrimmaging a team that they're playing early on in the season. So the coaches are always on the same page as far as that. And, we just try to mix it up. And we have a good bunch of coaches that understand what we want to get accomplished here.
The 5-team scrimmage in a mix-and-match format. They run 10 plays on offense, 10 on defense, and then 5 and 5. Each team plays twice over the 3-hour session. Hills boys have their work cut out for them. The Spartans come off an 0-8 season, but they are making progress.
We did well. We got to the ball. We were all there. No arguing. We played our positions right. Things to work on are just little things like get back to huddle, stuff like that.
Get back to the huddle is pretty basic.
I know. We walk. We want to get there in a hurry, so there's no time to be wasted.
How do you survive 0-8? To come back with the enthusiasm to play this year?
Just bounce back. Try to fix the mistakes you did last year. Just try to do stuff differently. Try to get a different enthusiasm, get different leadership out there on the field during practice and during games.
And Olympia has a battle cry.
I think we stole all in from somebody else, and then I see it all over the place. We want the kids to buy into being all in on every play, every rep, how they handle themselves in school. It's just a total mentality that we want them to have, in everything they do.
Marshall, meanwhile, is another team with its work cut out.
New offense. We put a new offense and a new defense in from last year, so we're totally doing things differently this year than last year. So we're working on our new offense, the double wing, and then our new defense, the 3-5. So we're just really trying to work on the new things that we put in.
The double wing is an old-style offense. It is characterized by foot-to-foot formations and a tight front line, a full-house backfield, and a lot of misdirection. In the section, Spencerport is the only other team that runs it. Its uniqueness is its strength. On the downside, it usually takes about 2 years to effectively implement. You remember when the coach brought it out to you in practice and said, "This is what we're going to do this year," what you thought?
It was confusing. I didn't really understand it at first, but now I'm getting it. It was a very confusing place.
All right, so you don't get a chance to throw a lot of passes in this thing, do you?
Not really, but when we do, we're going to make it count.
Yeah?
Yeah.
All right. Do you like the offense? Do you like what's happened in the 2 weeks you've been using it?
Yeah, I like it very well. We got good running backs, good receivers when we do pass, and a good line.
Similar multi-team scrimmages were held all over the county the Saturday before the football season began because they work.
This is good stuff. We, it's good for the kids because when you go 2 weeks of, preseason after a summer where you've been at camps and whatnot, it gets to be long, and when you finally get to go up against another team, it kind of gives you an opportunity to reflect on what we've done so far and what we need to work on.
Olympia, winless a year ago, won its season opener. Coming up, our all-sport high school game of the week. Making the Grade takes us to Spencerport. And up next, what horse racing has in common with swimming in Pittsford.
Hi, I'm Sarah Bothner, and you're watching the Vision High School Sports Beat.
Welcome back, and thanks for watching the Vision Automotive Group's High School Sports Beat. I'm Bill Pucko. Time now for our honor roll of high school athletes. At number 3, just for the sheer numbers of it, Irondequoit boys volleyball won its first match of the year against Eastridge, win 5 games. Jesse Leffler had 53 assists, and Eric Tuttle had 33 kills. They must have been exhausted. At number 2, goals in field hockey come at a premium. So it is noteworthy that Penfield's Morgan Murray got 3 in one game in a 3-1 win over Fairport. And at number 1, that remarkable swimmer, Katie Smith of Pittsford, who had a hand in 4 pool records in the Panthers' opening meet in Hilton, scored another in Irondequoit. Katie swam a pool best in the 50 free, breaking the old mark posted by Olympic swimmer Carolyn Joyce. Nice. So we'll stay there and break down the meaning of pride in Pittsford. An acronym to live by in the Pittsford pool. What does pride stand for?
Personal responsibility and daily effort.
And everyone has to know that, right?
Yes, we learned that day one.
There's much involved with reaching the level of commitment necessary to compete for the Panthers, who are treated and trained like thoroughbreds.
Horses are true athletes. They're born and bred for speed or endurance or whatever. And the trainers that work with the horses only have 2 hours a day for the track to be open to work with every horse in that track. Let's say there's 150 horses. They only have 2 hours to be on that track at any given day.
Keating similarly plans his practices, including individual instruction for each of his kids every day, 8 practices a week, including morning workouts, Tuesday and Thursday at 6:45. Among the members of this team, there's only been one absence.
10 days before sectionals, had a really bad pain in my right side. Never thought it would be my appendix. Last thought. Well, 2 days later, went to the emergency room. Turns out it was about to burst, had to get it out. Called up coach. Sorry, coach, can't make it to practice next morning, but yeah, I missed that practice and a couple more, but after 5 days, I was back in the water, ready to swim, so.
2 years later, Lindsay Stone is one of the 2 cornerstone superstar swimmers, putting the Panthers on the path towards a 12th straight Sector 5 title. Stone was just off the sectional record in the 500 last year and figures to get it this season. She had a hand in 4 pool records recorded by her team at the Hilton Invitational, as did Katie Smith, the team's MVP a year ago and swimmer of the meet in the Class A sectionals. Stone dominates the distance races. Smith, the sprints.
I don't know, those just happen to be our strong points, and it's nice because being such good friends, it's good that we don't always have to go head to head because that would be really hard. So it's nice that I'm the sprinter and she's a distance swimmer.
That's just as well because the coach doesn't like his best swimmers competing.
It might be that way for a season or a couple of months, but one will find a way to get it done. And then the rest will just fall in line behind them.
Just as the rest of Section 5 has fallen in line behind Keating's kids, personal responsibility in daily effort. The pride in Pittsford. When we return, our Vision Auto Group's Making the Grade segment takes us to Spencerport and girls soccer in our Salino and Barnes All Sports Game of the Week.
Hello, I'm Ben Palermo, and you're watching the Vision High School Sports Beat.
Welcome back to the Vision Automotive Group's High School Sports Beat. I'm Bill Pucko. Our Making the Grade segment is presented by the 9 locally owned Vision Automotive Group dealerships, proud to be Rochester's #1 selling automotive group. This week, we honor Spencerport's Dave Keeling for making the grade. David is a senior at Spencerport High School. He is the captain of the football team, playing guard and linebacker. He also throws the shot for the track team. This is the 4th summer that Keeling has gone on a mission. He was in Johnson City, New York, some 5 miles south of Binghamton, where he helped some residents of that area recover from flood damage. He helped with some yard cleanups and building projects. In the past, David has worked on summer projects in Adams, New York, and Worthington, Ohio. The missions are run through the Gates Presbyterian Church. And this year, his sister Laura, an 11th grade musician, joined him. Nominated by football coach John Dowd, David Keeling is making the grade. If you have an idea for our Vision Group's Making the Grade segment, you can contact us at info@classywolf.com. These are people or individuals making contributions off the playing field. Here are our top 5 high school football plays of the week, as presented by Varsity Media. At number 5, we have Canandaigua against Greece Olympia, and someone's running the Wildcats still. This is Jamin Ransom taking off on a 40-yard touchdown run for the Braves, who win this game by a score of 27-0. At number 4, maybe the most prolific passing offense in the county, certainly, as Churchville Chi-Li's John Lacucci passes to Luke Tomzik, 45 yards with a touchdown pass here. Lacucci, great numbers, 15-22, 251 yards passing and 3 touchdowns in this game. Next 2 are 2 pretty devastating plays to the outcome. At number 3, Irondequoit had just scored a touchdown. Brockport takes the kickoff, the ensuing kickoff back for the touchdown. TJ Rowe, 81 yards on the return. Brockport winds up winning this game by a mere 4 points. At number 2, similar kind of situation, Brighton and Eastridge. Brighton going in for the touchdown, but it's not to be. Linebacker Shazay Lloyd of Eastridge forces the fumble. Ricky Hagans picks it up and goes 92 yards the other way. Eastridge defeats Brighton 27-20. And at number 1, we have Hilton playing Webster Thomas and Dylan Philman. 88 yards with a kickoff return, just a sophomore, ran for 209 yards. In addition to this touchdown, scored 1 rushing. Coming up, our Salino and Barnes All Sports Game of the Week.
Hi, I'm Aaliyah Bolin, and you're watching Vision's High School Sports Beat.
The Vision High School Sports Beat is brought to you by Salino and Barnes. Car accident? Don't wait. Call 888-8888. Call Salino and Barnes today. Welcome back to the Vision Automotive Group's High School Sports Beat. I'm Bill Pucko. Our all-sports high school game of the week is brought to you by Salino and Barnes, your personal injury lawyers. It was a championship game of the first girls soccer tournament of the season. Played in Irondequoit, featuring Webster Thomas against the hosts in the championship game in our Salino and Barnes all-sport high school game of the week. It's a good way to get the season going. Over the past 9 Septembers, it gives both teams something to count on, and for Irondequoit especially, someone to measure itself against.
We've done this for years. Scott and I are very good friends, and when Webster Thomas started up their program again, when the schools split, that's when we started playing each other, and it's been good. It's been great competition. We always fight each other really hard, and it's a well-fought battle.
Webster Thomas has had the better of those battles lately. The Titans, first and foremost, break in a replacement for All-American and Greater Rochester Player of the Year, Brenna Mason, now goaltending at Colgate. The mantle has been passed to junior Cameron Pepley. Thomas comes off a near miss at the state championships, a 4 overtime defeat in the finals. This is where the return trip starts.
At this point right now, just about playing good soccer, about getting people, getting them in good shape, getting them in soccer shape, and just trying to find our formation, who's going to work best with each other. The winning will come, and we'll worry about that in October when it really matters. All the way through, 80 minutes, all right, mental focus, all right, take control of the game, right from the start. We know what we need to do, all right, we do it together, 80 minutes strong, let's go.
Go.
Early on, Webster midfielder Marley Jarvis dominated play from midfield. The Titan Junior was opposed by Irondequoit senior Hannah Graff. Anyone think this isn't a tough game?
When the ball's coming right at you and you're right in front of your goal, you just got to do what you got to do to get it out of your goal, right of your end.
I kind of didn't think you were going to get up. Did it, hurt?
Yeah, it did a little bit on my lower back, a little bit, but, you got to get up, got to keep fighting.
Then it was Marley and Nicole Garrett's working a little give and go. They'd factor again later. Eagles keeper Alyssa Rollins took it on a hop. Irondequoit's best chance in the first half came after advancing several times down the near sideline on throw-ins. One finally got into senior Megan Vidala, whose shot went wide. With 13 minutes left on the clock, Garrett's drew Rollins out of her net. Marley wound up with the ball in front and scored the first goal of the game.
It was just a lot of teamwork, quite honestly. We really did a good job working the ball up the field, and to be completely honest, it was all Nicole there. I just was at the right place at the right time. It was really Nicole's effort and hard work and Erin's great vision that really got that goal.
7 minutes later, the Titans got on the board again. This time, Garrett's got one for herself. It was Nicole's fourth goal in the season's first 3 games.
This year, for my goal was to get double digits again for scoring, and I think our team's going to be good this year, and I just hope we keep scoring more goals and winning.
The Titans left the field for intermission with a 2-0 lead.
You have to make them do something they don't want to do, and that's what they've done. They have dictated that to me the whole first half.
What we did better in the last 10 minutes there is we started to make runs. Okay? We got to have high intensity, pressure their defenders.
That can't happen if we're gonna have success. We can't just react. We're not going to do that. We're going to play our game.
We've got to do it for 40 minutes. We can't have that mental letdown. Right? That was all mental. First 30 minutes. Got to be stronger. Okay, so right now we start from the beginning.
In the second half, Garrett's was back at it, setting up Rachel Ulrich for a shot. Rollins came up big on the play with Erin Tersegno on the doorstep for the Titans. Then Alyssa came up with her biggest save of the day, stopping a point-blank shot by Marley. Those two play as teammates over the summer. Is that something that you kind of put in your pocket and say, next time I see her, I'm going to say, I got you that time?
Yeah, I definitely will. Hopefully in college, if she plays college and if I play college ball, because this is my last year, hopefully we'll meet again and see what happens there.
Webster capped it off a corner kick, perfectly laid in by Madison Goodwine.
Right around the penalty mark, so the goalie has to make a decision whether or not to come out, and I try not to overthink it. Just kick it.
But at the same time, when it came off your foot this time, did you realize, I hit that one well?
Yeah, you know when it's good. You can tell when you hit it in the right spot.
The goal was scored by Casey Upadia to make the final 3-0 Titans. Thomas is off to a 3-0 start to their season and a possible return to the States and the scene of that 4-overtime crime.
That's so motivating. Everyone wants to go back, especially the new girls who didn't get to go. Everyone's trying to get them motivated, and everyone wants to go back and win.
Impressive Webster Thomas was unbeaten through its first 6 girls soccer games. We'd like to thank our Sports Beat sponsorship partners, Rosalino and Stephen Barnes, your personal injury lawyers, and to the 9 dealerships in the Vision Automotive Group. They make the Sports Beat possible. Thanks for joining us, and we'll see you again next week.